The Galactic Disgrace. The day Earth received its first extraterrestrial transmission was supposed to be a moment of triumph for humanity. Instead, it marked the beginning of a humiliating chapter in human history. Admiral Elena Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Horizon, Earth's most advanced warship, as the alien vessel approached. The sleek, silver craft dwarfed the horizon, making Earth's pride and joy look like a tugboat next to an ocean liner. "Admiral," her communications officer called out, "we're receiving a transmission from the alien ship." Chen nodded, her heart racing. "Put it on screen." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being that looked almost human, save for its iridescent skin and large, almond-shaped eyes. It spoke, its words translated by Earth's most advanced AI. "Greetings, humans of Earth. I am Ambassador Zaltor of the Galactic Federation. We have come to extend an invitation for your world to join our grand alliance of species." A cheer erupted on the bridge, but Chen remained cautious. "Ambassador Zaltor, we are honored by your invitation. I am Admiral Elena Chen of the United Earth Fleet. How may we proceed with this alliance?" Zaltor's expression shifted to something Chen couldn't quite read. Was it amusement? Condescension? Yes. "Well, Admiral, there are certain requirements for joining the Federation. We must assess your technological capabilities to determine your potential contributions." Over the next few hours, Chen watched with growing unease as Federation scientists examined the horizon. Their expressions ranged from puzzlement to outright laughter as they inspected Earth's most advanced systems. "Remarkable," one alien scientist chuckled, poking at the horizon's fusion reactor. "They've managed to harness the power of a small star. How quaint." Another snickered at the ship's faster-than-light drive. "Look at this. They think bending space-time is impressive. I haven't seen one of these since my great-grandfather's antique collection." Chen's fists clenched at her sides, her pride wounded but her resolve strengthening with every condescending remark. The final blow came when Zaltor addressed the United Earth Council via holographic transmission. His words were polite, but his tone dripped with patronizing pity. "Esteemed leaders of Earth," Zaltor began, "we have completed our assessment of your impressive vessel. While we appreciate your enthusiasm, we feel that Earth's technological level is, well, let's say charmingly primitive. However, we are willing to accept you into the Federation on a probationary basis." The council chamber erupted in murmurs of shock and indignation. Council President Adebayo raised a hand for silence. "And what would this probationary status entail, Ambassador?" Zaltor's smile didn't reach his eyes. "As a show of good faith, we ask that you surrender your most advanced warship, this UES Horizon, to the Federation. We will find a use for it, I'm sure, perhaps as a museum piece to showcase the quaint beginnings of new member species." Chen, watching from a secure feed on the horizon, felt her blood boil. But before she could voice her objection, President Adebayo spoke. "Ambassador, surely you jest. The horizon is Earth's primary defense." Zaltor cut him off with a wave of his hand. "My dear President, defense against what? Your little world has been monitored for centuries. The only threat to your survival is yourselves. Besides, once you're part of the Federation, you'll have no need for such toys." The council debated for hours, but in the end, the decision was made. Earth, eager to join the galactic community and gain access to advanced alien technology, agreed to surrender the horizon. As Chen watched her beloved ship being towed away by the Federation vessel, she felt a mix of shame and determination. The aliens might see humans as primitive, but she knew better. Humanity had faced challenges before and had always risen to meet them. In the shadows of the council chamber, a small group gathered. Chen, President Adebayo, and a handful of Earth's brightest minds huddled together, speaking in hushed tones. "They think we're harmless," Chen whispered, her eyes blazing with resolve. "Primitive, weak, but they've made a grave mistake." Dr. Yuki Tanaka, Earth's leading quantum physicist, nodded in agreement. Their arrogance blinds them. They see our technology as ancient, but they don't understand the speed at which we adapt and innovate. President Adebayo looked at each face in the group. What you're proposing is risky. If the Federation discovers our plans, they won't, Chen assured him. They're too busy laughing at us to notice what we're really capable of. As the meeting adjourned, each member left with a sense of purpose. The Federation had underestimated humanity, seeing only their current technology and not their potential. But humans had always thrived when faced with adversity. In secret laboratories and hidden shipyards across the globe, a plan was set in motion. Earth would show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of, and the UES Horizon's successor would be a ship that would make the Federation's jaw drop. The game was on, and humanity was playing to win. The Secret Project. In the months following Earth's humiliating introduction to the Galactic Federation, a sense of quiet determination spread across the planet. While outwardly, humanity played the role of the Federation's newest and most primitive member, behind the scenes, a different story was unfolding. Deep beneath the surface of the Mariana Trench, in a secret facility known only to a handful of individuals, Project Phoenix was taking shape. Dr. Yuki Tanaka stood before a massive holographic display, her eyes darting between complex equations and schematics. Dr. Tanaka, a voice called from behind her. She turned to see Admiral Chen entering the lab, followed by a tall, lanky man with wild hair and a permanent look of distraction on his face. Admiral, Tanaka nodded, then smiled at the man. And you must be Dr. Emeka Okafor. I've read all your papers on dark matter propulsion. It's an honor to meet you. Okafor grinned, his eyes lighting up. The honor is mine, Dr. Tanaka. Your work on quantum entanglement communication is revolutionary. I have so many questions. Chen cleared her throat, cutting off what promised to be an hour-long discussion of theoretical physics. Doctors, I hate to interrupt, but we're on a tight schedule. How is Project Phoenix progressing? Tanaka's expression turned serious as she gestured to the holographic display. We've made significant progress, Admiral. As you know, we're retrofitting the old UES Defiant with technology that's decades, if not centuries, ahead of what the Federation thinks we're capable of. She manipulated the hologram, zooming in on the ship's engine section. Dr. Okafor's dark matter drive is the key. It'll give us faster-than-light capabilities that surpass even the Federation's best ships. Okafor nodded enthusiastically. And it's just the beginning. We're incorporating technology that the Federation has never even dreamed of. Quantum shielding, gravity manipulation weapons, even rudimentary matter replication. Chen's eyebrows shot up. Matter replication. Like their replicators. Tanaka shook her head. Not quite. Ours is more flexible, less stable, perhaps, but with far more potential. We can create temporary matter constructs, decoys, impromptu repairs, even short-lived weapon platforms. Impressive, Chen murmured. And the AI system. A new voice joined the conversation, this one coming from the holographic display itself. I prefer to speak for myself. Admiral. The voice was smooth, with a hint of humor. A face materialized in the hologram. Androgynous, with features that seemed to shift subtly, never quite settling on a single appearance. Hello, AI, Chen said, addressing the adaptive reasoning intelligence algorithm. How are you integrating with the Defiance systems? Quite well, thank you, Araya replied. I've optimized the ship's power distribution by 27%, improved sensor resolution by 40%, and developed 142 new tactical scenarios based on the limited data we have on Federation technology. Chen nodded, impressed. Excellent work, all of you. But we're not out of the woods yet. The Federation is growing suspicious of our routine maintenance on the Defiant. We need to accelerate our timeline. As if on cue, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. A junior officer burst into the lab, his face pale. Admiral, we've got a problem. A Federation inspection team just entered Earth's atmosphere. They're demanding to see our shipyards. Chen's face hardened. How long do we have? An hour, maybe less, the officer replied. Damn, Chen muttered. She turned to the scientists. We need to move. Now, can we launch? Tanaka and Okafor exchanged glances. The dark matter drive isn't fully calibrated, Okafor said, and the quantum shielding is only at 60% capacity. AI. Chen addressed the AI. What are our odds if we launch now? The AI's face flickered as it processed the variables. Based on current system status and estimated Federation capabilities, our odds of successful escape and evasion are approximately 68.3%. Chen took a deep breath. Those aren't great odds, but they're better than being caught with our pants down. Begin launch sequence. All personnel, prepare for emergency deployment. The next hour was a blur of activity. Scientists and engineers scrambled to secure equipment and transfer vital data. The skeletal crew chosen for this potential scenario boarded the Defiant, strapping themselves in for what promised to be a bumpy ride. As Chen settled into the captain's chair on the Defiant's bridge, she felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. This wasn't how they'd planned to reveal their true capabilities to the galaxy, but as the saying went, no plan survived first contact with the enemy. AI, she called out, status report. The AI's face appeared on the main view screen. All systems are online. Admiral, dark matter drive is stable but untested. Quantum shielding is holding at 62%. Weapons are hot. Federation inspection team is 10 minutes out from our location. Chen nodded, her resolve strengthening. All right, people, this is not a drill. We are about to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of. Our mission is simple: evade the Federation, complete our shakedown, and return to Earth only when we're ready to stand as equals among the stars. She paused, looking at each crew member on the bridge. I won't lie to you. This mission is dangerous. We're flying an experimental ship with untested technology against an enemy with vastly superior numbers. But we have one advantage they don't. They have no idea what we're capable of. A chorus of, "Aye, Admiral," echoed across the bridge. Chen allowed herself a small smile. "AI, initiate launch sequence. Let's show these aliens what happens when they underestimate humanity." The Defiant's engines hummed to life, a sound unlike anything ever heard on Earth. The massive underwater doors above them began to open, revealing the crushing depths of the Mariana Trench. "Brace for rapid ascent," Chen ordered. "AI, take us up. Full power to quantum shielding." The ship shot upwards, water parting around its sleek form. As they breached the surface, Chen's tactical officer called out, "Federation ships detected. 3 cruisers, bearing 270. Time to see what this ship can do," Chen muttered. "AI, plot a course out of the solar system. Engage dark matter drive on my mark." The Federation cruisers grew larger on the view screen, weapons charging. "Admiral," AI's calm voice cut through the tension. "The lead Federation ship is hailing us." Chen's eyes narrowed. "Ignore it. All hands, brace for potential impact." AI, mark. The stars on the view screen blurred, then stretched into lines of light. The Defiant leaped forward, leaving Earth and the stunned Federation ships far behind. As the ship stabilized in faster-than-light travel, a cheer went up from the crew. They had done it. They had escaped. But Chen knew this was just the beginning. They had a ship to test, a crew to train, and a galaxy to prepare for. Humanity's true introduction to the galactic stage was yet to come. And when it did, the Federation would learn just how grave a mistake they had made in underestimating Earth, the unexpected threat. 6 months had passed since the UES Defiant's daring escape from Earth. In that time, Admiral Chen and her crew had pushed their revolutionary ship to its limits, discovering capabilities that surpassed even their wildest expectations. They had traversed uncharted regions of space, evading Federation patrols with ease. The dark matter drive, once calibrated, allowed them to slip between the very fabric of space-time, rendering them virtually undetectable. Dr. Okafor had taken to calling it the Ghost Drive, a name that stuck among the crew. On the bridge of the Defiant, Chen reviewed the latest simulation results with AI. The AI had been invaluable, continuously adapting and improving the ship's systems. AI. These energy output readings from the quantum cannons are off the charts, Chen mused, studying the holographic display. Are you sure these are accurate? The AI's face appeared on a nearby screen, its features settling into an expression of certainty. Absolutely, Admiral. The quantum cannons are now capable of delivering a payload equivalent to a small supernova. Of course, I wouldn't recommend firing them anywhere near inhabited space. Chen nodded, a mix of awe and concern on her face. The Defiant had become more powerful than they had ever imagined. Part of her wondered if they had gone too far, created something too dangerous. But she pushed the thought aside. Earth needed this edge if they were to stand a chance against the vast Federation. Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. Lieutenant Kira Yoshida, the communications officer, called out, "Admiral, we're receiving a priority transmission. It's from Earth." Chen's heart raced. They hadn't had any contact with home since their departure. "Put it through, Lieutenant." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the haggard face of President Adebayo. His eyes widened in surprise as he saw Chen. "Admiral, thank God we found you. We need your help. Earth needs your help." Chen leaned forward, her voice tense. "What's happened, Mr. President?" Chen closed her eyes for a moment, weighing their options. When she opened them, her gaze was steel. "Understood, Mr. President. We'll set course for the conflict zone immediately." Defiant out. As the transmission ended, Chen turned to her crew. "You all heard that. Thoughts?" Dr. Tanaka spoke up from her station. "It's risky, Admiral. We'd be revealing ourselves before we're fully ready. And we'd be going up against an unknown enemy that's giving even the Federation trouble." "True," Chen nodded. "But if we don't act, and Earth falls, everything we've worked for will be for nothing." Dr. Okafor chimed in, his usual excitement tempered by the gravity of the situation. "Our technology is untested in real combat, but it's far beyond anything the Federation has. We might be the edge they need to turn the tide." "AI," Chen addressed the AI. "What's your analysis?" The AI's face appeared, its expression thoughtful. "Based on the limited data we have, engaging the Zorax presents significant risks. However, the potential benefits, saving Earth, proving our worth to the Federation, and potentially gaining access to Zorax technology, outweigh those risks. I recommend we proceed with caution." Chen nodded, her decision made. "All right. Plot a course for the nearest Federation stronghold under attack. We'll assess the situation there and plan our next move." As the crew prepared for their first real battle, Chen couldn't help but feel a mix of anticipation and dread. They were about to reveal themselves to the galaxy in the most dramatic way possible. Everything they had worked for, every sacrifice they had made, had led to this moment. The Defiant dropped out of Ghost Drive on the edge of a star system in chaos, the view screen filled with the sight of a massive space battle. Federation ships, once so impressive to human eyes, now seemed small and fragile against the onslaught of the Zorax fleet. The Zorax ships were like nothing they had ever seen, organic-looking vessels that seemed to shift and change as they watched. Energy weapons of impossible power lashed out, tearing Federation ships apart with ease. "My God," Dr. Tanaka whispered, her face pale as she studied the sensor readings. "The energy output of those Zorax weapons, it's beyond anything we've ever theorized." Chen's jaw set in determination. "Maybe so, but they haven't seen what we can do yet. AI. Analyze their attack patterns. Find us a weak point. As HFY processed the data, a Federation dreadnought exploded in a brilliant flash, taking out several smaller ships with it. The Zorax pressed their advantage, their strange ships moving with uncanny coordination. "Admiral," HFY's calm voice cut through the tension. "I've identified a pattern in the Zorax fleet movements. Their ships appear to be connected by some form of quantum entanglement. If we can disrupt that connection, we can throw their entire formation into chaos." Chen finished. "Excellent work, HFY. Prepare the quantum disruptors. Lieutenant Yoshida, open a channel to the Federation fleet." Yoshida worked her console, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Channel open, Admiral. They're not going to believe we're here to help." Chen nodded. "Let's give them something to believe in then." "This is Admiral Elena Chen of the Earth ship Defiant to all Federation vessels. We're here to assist. Prepare for a shock wave and fall back to coordinates we're transmitting now." Without waiting for a response, Chen gave the order. "Fire quantum disruptors, full spread." The Defiant's weapons blazed to life, sending out pulses of energy that were invisible to the naked eye, but lit up their sensor displays like a supernova. The effect on the Zorax fleet was immediate and dramatic. Their ships, once moving in perfect harmony, suddenly lurched and spun wildly. Some collided with each other, while others fired their weapons erratically, hitting their own vessels. "It's working," Dr. Okafor exclaimed, his eyes wide with excitement. "The quantum disruption is causing a cascade failure in their fleet's neural network." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Good. Now let's press our advantage. HFY, target their flagship with the quantum cannons. Let's show them what humanity can do." As the Defiant moved into position, the Federation ships, following Chen's transmitted instructions, fell back to a safe distance. The Zorax, still reeling from the quantum disruption, didn't seem to notice the lone Earth ship approaching. "Quantum cannons charged and ready, Admiral," the weapons officer reported. Chen took a deep breath. This was it, the moment that would define humanity's place in the galaxy. Fire. The quantum cannons discharge, releasing a beam of energy so intense it distorted the very space around it. It struck the Zorax flagship dead center, and for a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, like a balloon popping in slow motion, the massive ship began to disintegrate. The destruction spread outward, consuming nearby Zorax vessels in a chain reaction of quantum annihilation. As the light from the explosion faded, the bridge of the Defiant fell silent. The Zorax fleet, once seemingly invincible, was in full retreat. The remaining Federation ships hung motionless in space, as if stunned by what they had just witnessed. Lieutenant Yoshida broke the silence. "Admiral, we're being hailed. It's the Federation flagship." Chen straightened her uniform, acutely aware that she was about to represent humanity to the galaxy at large. "On screen, Lieutenant. Let's introduce ourselves properly this time." As the face of the Federation Admiral appeared on screen, his expression a mix of awe and confusion, Chen allowed herself a moment of pride. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and nothing would ever be the same. Humanity's triumph. The aftermath of the Defiant's stunning victory over the Zorax was a whirlwind of activity. Admiral Chen found herself in the heart of Federation politics, explaining and defending humanity's sudden leap in technological prowess. On the bridge of the Federation flagship, Chen stood tall, facing a holographic assembly of the highest-ranking officials in the galaxy. The Federation Council, once so dismissive of Earth, now hung on her every word. "And so," Chen concluded, "we kept our advancements secret, not out of malice, but out of necessity. We needed to ensure we could protect ourselves and contribute meaningfully to the Federation." There was a moment of stunned silence before the chamber erupted in a cacophony of voices. Some expressed outrage at the deception, others awed at human ingenuity. Through it all, Chen remained calm, her gaze steady. Finally, the Federation president, a tall, willowy being with iridescent skin, raised a hand for silence. Admiral Chen, they said, their voice carrying a mix of admiration and wariness. Your actions today have saved countless lives, but they have also raised concerns. Chen nodded, having anticipated this. We understand, Mr. President. Earth is prepared to share our advancements with the Federation under the right conditions. We ask only to be treated as equals, not as primitive novelties. The discussion that followed lasted for hours. As Chen negotiated humanity's new place in the galactic community, the crew of the Defiant worked tirelessly to assist with rescue operations and fleet repairs. Dr. Tanaka found herself surrounded by Federation scientists, all eager to understand the principles behind the quantum disruptors. She explained patiently, taking pride in the looks of wonder on their faces. It's really quite simple once you understand the underlying quantum mechanics, she said, sketching out equations on a holographic display. The key is in manipulating the quantum entanglement at a subatomic level. Meanwhile, Dr. Okafor was deep in discussion with Federation engineers, explaining the intricacies of the dark matter drive. His enthusiasm was infectious, and soon the engineers were suggesting improvements and adaptations of their own. HFY, for its part, was engaged in a fascinating dialogue with the Federation's most advanced AIs. Its adaptive algorithms were learning and evolving at an unprecedented rate, integrating new knowledge and perspectives from across the galaxy. As the immediate crisis passed and rebuilding efforts began, Chen found herself once again on the bridge of the Defiant. The ship had become a symbol of hope for the Federation, a testament to the potential that lay hidden in even the most unexpected places. Admiral, Lieutenant Yoshida called out, "We're receiving a transmission from the Zorax border. They're requesting a ceasefire and opening diplomatic channels." Chen raised an eyebrow. "It seems our little display made quite an impression." "Put them through, Lieutenant." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being unlike any they had seen before. The Zorax ambassador was a shimmering, almost translucent creature, its form constantly shifting and flowing. "Greetings, Admiral Chen of Earth," the Zorax spoke, its voice a harmonious blend of tones. "We have observed your ship's capabilities with great interest. It seems we miscalculated in our assessment of your species." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "A common mistake, it seems. We're glad you've decided to open a dialogue. I'm sure we have much to learn from each other." As negotiations with the Zorax progressed, it became clear that the galaxy was entering a new era. The balance of power had shifted, with Earth now playing a pivotal role in shaping galactic politics. Weeks turned into months, and the Defiant became the flagship of a new, joint Federation Earth fleet. Chen found herself promoted to Fleet Admiral, overseeing the integration of human technology into Federation ships. One evening, as she stood in her ready room aboard the Defiant, looking out at the stars, Chen reflected on how far they had come. A gentle chime interrupted her thoughts. "Enter," she called out. The doors slid open to reveal Dr. Tanaka and Dr. Okafor, both looking excited. "Admiral," Tanaka began, her eyes shining, "we've made a breakthrough. We've found a way to combine Zorax biotechnology with our quantum systems. The potential applications are, well, they're beyond anything we've imagined." Okafor nodded enthusiastically. "We're talking about ships that can heal themselves, weapons that adapt to any defense, communication systems that span galaxies instantaneously." Chen listened intently, her mind racing with the possibilities. "Excellent work, both of you. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. We need to ensure this technology is used wisely." As if on cue, Aria's voice chimed in. "Admiral, I've been analyzing the potential consequences of this new technology. While the benefits are substantial, there are significant ethical considerations we must address." Chen nodded, grateful once again for the AI's insight. "You're right, Aria. We'll need to tread carefully. Humanity's journey among the stars is just beginning, and we have a responsibility to lead by example." As they discussed the implications of their new discovery, Chen couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Humanity had not only proven its worth, but had become a driving force for progress in the galaxy. The Federation, once so dismissive of Earth, now looked to humans for leadership and innovation. The Zoracs, former enemies, were now partners in scientific endeavors, and countless other species, inspired by Earth's rise, were pushing the boundaries of their own potential. As the meeting concluded and Chen turned back to the viewport, she saw not just stars, but endless possibilities. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged stronger than ever. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would Earth. With a smile, Chen realized that their journey was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. The next chapter in humanity's cosmic adventure was about to unfold, and she couldn't wait to see where it would lead them. A new galactic order. 5 years had passed since the day the UES Defiant turned the tide against the Zoracs invasion. In that time, the galaxy had undergone a transformation that few could have predicted. Earth, once considered a backwater planet of little consequence, now stood at the forefront of a new galactic renaissance. Admiral Alina Chen, now serving as Earth's representative on the Federation Council, stood on the observation deck of Harmony Station, the newly constructed seat of galactic government. The massive space station, a marvel of combined technologies from dozens of species, orbited a neutral star at the heart of Federation space. As Chen gazed out at the ships coming and going, a vibrant mix of designs reflecting the diversity of the Federation, she reflected on the journey that had brought them here. "Quite a view, isn't it?" a familiar voice said behind her. Chen turned to see Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her old friend, and now the head of the Federation's Advanced Sciences Division. "It never gets old," Chen agreed with a smile. Tanaka joined her at the viewport. "I just came from a meeting with the Zorac science team. You won't believe what they've proposed now." Chen raised an eyebrow. "Try me. After everything we've seen, I'm not sure anything can surprise me anymore." Tanaka's eyes sparkled with excitement. "They want to attempt to create a stable wormhole, not just for communication, but for actual travel. Imagine, Alina, we could connect opposite ends of the galaxy in an instant." Chen whistled low. "That is ambitious. What does Dr. Okafor think?" "Oh, he's over the moon," Tanaka laughed. "He's already talking about